So we've got a couple of events coming on. Make sure to check out the VHS website or Facebook page to get more information. And I'd like to welcome everybody online who's joining us for our speaker presentation today. We have Vanessa Raymond. She's performed on stages around the world as a dancer and musical theater performer for almost 20 years. Vanessa is also an established educator, entrepreneur, and fitness professional. After retiring from the performance industry and running an in-home beauty business, Vanessa pursued a career in fitness and wellness industry. She is a seasoned Pilates instructor, yoga teacher, and professional trainer, as well as massage therapist. As a result of her experience in performance, beauty, and fitness industries, Vanessa created self-image and confidence coaching business. She is an author, international speaker, and multiple business owner and self-image and confidence coach. Vanessa helps entrepreneurs, speakers, and leaders to improve the confidence, create meaningful relationships, and show up as the best version of ourselves when they need it most, so they can be successful personally, professionally, and financially. Let's give a big VHS welcome for Vanessa Raymond.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who here has ever felt maybe hopeless, maybe fearful, maybe insecure? Yeah?
Today.
Ever, right? Yeah. Who here would like to know how to feel more confident in more areas of your life so you can reach your goals and dreams much easier with less effort? Yes. So why is confidence a thing? Right? Anyone?
We don't believe we deserve it.
We don't believe we deserve it. Anyone else? Why would you want to be more confident? I'll tell you why. Because when you have confidence, it is so much easier to move through life. It's so much easier to reach your goals and your dreams. But yes, confidence is a tricky thing because it's ever changing. And I promise you it's ever changing for everybody. Nobody is always confident, 100% confident in every single area of their life. In my opinion, though, the most important place to feel confident is in yourself. Who would agree? Confidence in yourself. Yes, because that is what carries over into the rest of our lives. And my biggest hope for you this morning is to take away here how powerful you are. Everybody, say for me, please, I am powerful.
I am powerful.
And why do I say that? We have been created in the image of our Creator. How powerful is our Creator? Right?
Ultimate.
Yes. Now, that would make you a creator. You are the creator of your reality. You are the creator of your life. You are the creator of your circumstances. We all reach a point in our life where we have to take responsibility for our life, for what's happening to us every day, for the way we show up. Because the way we show up is what is ultimately going to determine what's next, right? And that is why I'm so passionate about this, because on my journey, I have learned that I have the power to initiate the life I want. I'm so grateful to be here this morning with all of you. I have a beautiful family. I have created multiple businesses, and recently I was so fortunate to be able to even sell one of those at a beautiful profit. I have all you beautiful souls here listening to me. I want to thank Anthony. I want to thank all of you for bringing me here this morning. The truth is, it wasn't always like this, right? you might detect a little accent. Anyone want to take a guess, except those of you who know already, where I might be from? Okay, I'll share. I'm from South Africa. I'm from a really small industrial town at the bottom tip of Africa. So even the thought of putting feet on the continent of the United States was far-fetched. It was not even a reality. It was a dream. But in my mind and my small environment, it was just a dream, right? There I was, sitting at a bar in Las Vegas, at the Rio. Totally surreal. However, I was at the lowest point of my life. Across from me, a gentleman. See, I had gone to a conference because I needed help. And across from me was sitting a gentleman, and we were talking, and I was telling him that I was feeling hopeless, I was feeling pretty much worthless, and I was feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, underpaid. Life was hard. See, I had just gone through the toughest 2 years of my life. I was going through divorce, separated from my ex-husband, living with my brand new business partner who had just gotten married and had a newborn baby. And I had also just started a new business in a new industry, retired from the performance industry, and it wasn't working. I found out that my business partner was also kind of taking advantage of me. And I, of course, felt like I owed her the world because she had taken me in. My family's in South Africa. I don't have anybody. So I was literally down and out. This gentleman who was sitting across from me looked at me and he said, Vanessa, you are literally being a doormat to everybody in your life. That was like a punch in the stomach because I did not realize what I had been doing, how much I had been giving my power away because I'm the helper. I'm the person who wants to make everybody else happy. My motto always, if I can make everyone around me happy, I'll be happy, right? Never felt like that. I know it's sometimes it's kind of a girl thing. I don't want to, exclude you guys, but as women tend to like put ourselves in that service mode and forget who we are. I literally had forgotten who I was. I'd given away my power. So how did I get where I am now? And by the way, that gentleman who was sitting across from me in that bar is now my husband. Yes. So, happy story, right? However, now I went too far back. Yeah, so that's the gentleman I was talking to in the bar. And with him, I now have a beautiful family. And I'm so blessed to have created so many beautiful things. It comes back to, how are we showing up in life? Are we showing up timid, insecure, removed from our intrinsic power, our authenticity, the person that we were always meant to be? Because we have stopped being aware. Stop being aware of who we are, how we interact, and how much of ourselves we are just giving away with no regard for ourselves. How do we show up with confidence and empowerment? That is my mission for you here this morning, to figure that out. And I'll tell you that I had all that within me because, hey, I was performing on stages all over the world. I had confidence. But the thing is, all of us have moments of weakness. All of us sometimes lose our way. all of us get to situations where we feel less than confident. Let's face it, when you start something new, you are not confident at it, and that is okay. That's true for everybody. And just knowing that is step number one. Knowing that confidence is a muscle we can build. It's just like going to the gym and building that bicep. Just like that, you need to build your confidence muscle. And I'm going to give you practical tools here today to build your confidence muscle in everything that you do, but mostly confidence in yourself and your abilities and your capabilities. Because that is what self-confidence is. Self-confidence doesn't mean that we don't face challenges, right? We'll always face challenges. But when you're self-confident, you have trust in yourself that you have the ability and the strength to make it through to the other end and be okay. Right? Yeah. And quite often, when we feel that feeling of insecurity, that feeling of anxiety or nerves, it is because we are mentally projecting the worst outcome. We are not thinking positively. But here's the thing, what I'm going to share with you today. Hey, I can mindset you to death. But if your mind and your body are not congruent, the mindset alone is not going to get you there. All right? We are energetic beings. What is the frequency that you are on? Just like, who here remember tuning a radio, right? Yeah, I have to ask because, hey, now everything's streamed, right? Everything's streaming. So sometimes that doesn't resonate with every audience. But remember how you would tune your radio, you'd find the frequency of the music you want to hear, or the talk show you want to hear, or the... Just like that, each one of us have a frequency. And we naturally connect with others who are on the same frequency than we are. That's something interesting to think about, right? So you attract people to you as an entrepreneur, as a human being, that are on the same frequency as you are. So ask yourself that question. What is the frequency I'm on? What kind of people am I attracting to myself and to my business? Better yet, what can I do about that? What if I'm not on the frequency that I want to be on? How can I elevate my energy, elevate my frequency so that I can attract those kinds of people that can give me the jobs that I want, that can pay me the money I deserve, that can help me in my business the way I desire? First, it starts with you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. All of us have a responsibility to find our frequency. And you know what? It's okay to not be on everybody's frequency. That's what I had to learn. Because I was so busy trying to make everybody happy, my frequency was all over the place and nobody resonated with that. Right? Nobody could see the real me. We have to be okay with the fact that not everybody is on our frequency and not everybody is our person. Because you know why it's okay? There's the people for everybody. Everybody has their people. Your goal should be to attract your people, not anybody else's people, right? Number one, awareness. I said I was bringing you 4 secrets. Number 1 is awareness, right? Any of you ever hear of the 7-Eleven rule? No, it's not the slushy at midnight. Okay. The 7-Eleven rule says that within the first 7 seconds of someone coming into your presence, they have subconsciously already made 11 decisions about you. Ooh, what? No, that's not people judging you. That's what we do as human beings. We are amazing. Our brains are amazing. Our bodies are amazing. We have intuition. We have feelings. We feel a person the moment they come into the room. What are the first impressions you are making? And why is it so important? I'll tell you why. Because you only get one chance to make a first impression. Yes?
What was 7? Okay, what was the 7 again?
So the 7 is the seconds, and the 11 is the decisions. They've made 11, I don't want to call them judgments because they're not judgments. They're observations. They made 11 observations about you. And if those observations were less than admirable, it will take 8 subsequent meetings to change that person's mind. So why not just do it right the first time? Right? I say just make it easy. Why complicate our lives and make it hard? Because you know what? It isn't hard. It is very simple to show up with confidence, motivation, and self-discipline because it's a decision. It starts with awareness. The first thing you have to become aware of is, where am I now? What is it I'm doing now? Hey, have I cultivated some habits that I don't even realize I'm doing, and it's not, it might be undesirable for people or irritable or irritating, or sometimes we acquire things through our lives, habits, right? Life is full of habits that we're just become unaware of, and we don't pay attention to, and we don't realize that we're either shutting ourselves off from communication with others, or we have little niggles or habits that might subconsciously send a signal to people that we are not approachable or that we are not open, right? And sometimes it's totally unintentional. We need to get away from that unintentional living, the unintentional living that I was doing. I was living in my own little bubble, doing my own little thing, thinking that by being sweet and kind and nice to everybody and giving everyone what they need and want, that was what I was supposed to do, but I wasn't really paying attention to the results that I was getting. So awareness of where you are, rewriting old limiting paradigms and habits, and creating new ones that serve you. And when they serve you, they serve everyone around you. Because why? We are contagious. We are contagious human beings. We emit this frequency, energy that goes out, and we affect every single person that we come in contact with. How powerful is that? By just being in someone's presence, you can affect them. You affect their energy, you affect the way they feel, because they feel how you feel. They feel you. So what is the energy you walk into the room with? What is the feeling you want people to get from you? So one of my favorite analogies is the snowball effect. I use this a lot because I'm a very physical human being, and a lot of the principles I'm going to share with you this morning, and I got to talk faster because I'm getting so excited, is the physical body is your biggest tool. And we always feel like we should be dependent on the feedback from others for our confidence, which is not true at all. However, you don't want to be dependent on that, but heck, does it help when you get a compliment or when someone says something nice to you for your confidence. The secret is that you are the initiator of that. You are the one that creates those interactions. And the snowball effect, the simple way I want to explain is, if you come into the room, I'm looking at you, Alexandria, because it's a nice conversation, and you emit a very confident image, you have a positive energy, someone might look at you and say, wow, you are so positive. I love being around you. What do you think that does for your self-image and your self-confidence? So what does that do? That makes you want to be more like that because it felt good to hear that. And then the more you are like that, the more of those positive interactions you will have, and it snowballs and snowballs and snowballs. And in business, in entrepreneurship, in life, the way we show up is going to determine who interacts with us, who is drawn to us. And you want to draw positive, happy, joyful, successful, confident people into your life. How do you do that? By being that way. And so if you can just get started, if you can get that ball rolling, one step, one little thing that you do that changes the way you show up, it can change everything. And it leads to success in all areas of your life, right? Stack the small wins. You have to be aware of what are your small wins. Hey, it can be something as simple as, all right, I made a resolution to, for a week, get up at 7 a.m. and go for a walk, or drink lemon water first thing when I wake up, whatever it may be, or do 6 jumping jacks, whatever it is. If you do those things, your brain's going to be like, oh, Vanessa is accountable. Vanessa is reliable. Yeah? If we are not accountable to ourselves, how can others be accountable to us? How can others trust in us if we don't trust ourselves? So it starts with you. You need to create that self-discipline and that trust in yourself by creating small goals for yourself and doing what you said you were going to do. Take action. Just thinking positive is not going to do it. You got to take action, right? And then, of course, have gratitude and celebrate. Have gratitude for any small little thing in your life. No matter how down and out you are, there's always something to be grateful for. Always. Start there, because if you initiate that thought, that feeling, guess what? It's going to snowball into bigger and bigger and bigger things. I've already started the discussion about presence, and this is my favorite topic. Like I said, as a confidence coach, I work a little differently. Most confidence or life coaches or wellness coaches work from the inside out. Mindset first, body second, or they don't really ever get to the body piece, some of them, right? Me, I start with the body piece, and I'll tell you why in a second. I see a smile there. She gets me. Alexandria, Ali, I got it wrong. I switched you guys. Look at those people there, all right? Let's say they're waiting for a job interview, and the director of the company walks out and he sees those people sit. Which one do you think he's going to call on first? One in the middle. Look at her body language. Now, body language is interesting because body language goes as far as your breath, the way you're breathing, because people can see if your breath accelerates or if it slows down. They can detect whether you're nervous or not, right? So breath, eye contact, facial expressions, the way your body is positioned. Body language is amazing. Nonverbal communication. 55% of what people pick up from us is nonverbal. 55%. That's why I said you don't even have to open your mouth yet, and people have already made 11 decisions about you. You haven't said a word. Nothing. Yeah? So, if I walked into this room this morning like this, posture, body language, I immediately open myself up to all of you. Do you think anyone's going to come over and talk to me if I stand in the corner like this? No. It's amazing once you become aware of what you are doing with your body. And then the most fun part is that the way you use your body affects your mind. Hey, so when you see someone sitting with their head down, their corners of their mouth turned down, closed off, what emotion do you think they're feeling? Sadness, or maybe shyness, or those emotions. Our bodies reflect how we feel. But guess what? You can change how you feel by changing the way you carry your body. Because our bodies are totally run by our hormones, right? Or every system in our body is run by certain hormone somewhere. And there's been some awesomely amazing studies done about how our body language and our posture affects the way we feel. Testosterone is our power hormone. That's what makes us feel powerful. That's what makes us feel in control of our lives, in control of our businesses. Cortisol is our low power or our stress hormone. It makes us feel less powerful. It makes us feel anxiety. It makes us feel fear. Also makes us gain tummy fat, all that lovely stuff, right? But check this out. So they put people in two groups. There's been lots of studies done, but this is one I'll mention. And they had them go into little rooms. Before they went in, they did saliva testing. They tested their testosterone and cortisol levels. They put them in the no stimulation. There's nothing there. No music, no TV, no nothing. They had the one group sit for 2 minutes in a low power pose. They had the other stand in a high power pose or sit in a high. They could pick any high power pose, right? So what are high power poses? High power poses are posturally aligned, big. Think of the animal kingdom. When an animal wants to show their power, they get as big as possible. So we have our Superwoman or Wonder Woman pose. We have our victory pose. We have all these like amazing, but just standing up straight or sitting up straight is a power pose, right? So those who sat in the high power pose had an increase when they came out and they tested their saliva again. They had an increase of up to 20% in testosterone. And the people in the low power pose had an increase of up to 15% in cortisol. Okay, so that's staggering. So hey, what do you think? Are you going to be aware of your posture from now on? Can I do a quick, I'm going to hop you up on your feet. I want everybody to stand up, please. I'm just going to do a quick, listen, like a 2-minute visualization I want to share with you. I love this because as a fitness instructor or trainer or a dance teacher, whatever you want to call me, all those things, when you start organizing people's posture, things can go really wrong. You know, you go shoulders back. Okay, now tighten up the ribs. Now tuck your tail. Now, okay, things go really, really weird and odd. But I developed this little visualization which connects the brain with the body and naturally have you feel that feeling of beautiful posture. So if you trust me, please close your eyes. If you want to do it with your eyes open, you are more than welcome. I want you to just stand comfortably, feet about hip width apart. Don't worry about your posture right now. I'm going to fix it. I want everyone to take a nice deep breath in. And as you inhale, I want you to feel your lungs expand out, forwards, backwards, downwards, upwards. And exhale. And again, inhale, feel the expansion of your ribs sideways. And exhale one more time. Inhale one more time, deep breath. And exhale. Now I'd like you to imagine in your mind's eye that there's a red velvet rope hanging down from the sky. And it is attached to the crown of your head. This velvet rope, on the next inhale, take a nice deep inhale, and exhale, is very gently elevating you about 2 inches off the floor. And you are now hanging from the sky. In your mind's eye, I'd like you to strip away all the skin and the muscle of your body and visualize your skeleton. I'd like you to feel how gravity is pulling your tippy toes to the floor, how gravity is letting your tailbone hang straight to the floor. And with that red velvet rope pulling you up away from gravity, you feel space in your vertebrae. You feel air in your back. You feel taller. You feel 3 inches taller. Now on the next inhale, take a nice deep inhale and exhale. I want you to put all that flesh and skin and bone, skin and muscle back on the bones. And we're going to do a nice big shoulder roll. We're going to bring our shoulders forward, up to the ears, back, and down. And I want you to feel your arms settle right next to where the seams of your pants or your dress might be. And I want you to feel the broadness of your chest, the openness of your heart, the elongation of your spine, the light airy-fairiness of being suspended. And then as you inhale and exhale, I want you to feel that velvet rope lower you down to the floor gently, but you are not going to give in to gravity. I want you to feel that pull of the velvet rope on the crown of your head. Now take another deep inhale as you exhale. Open your eyes. And I want you just to look around you. Look at everybody around you. You can even take a few steps. Yeah. How do you feel? You feel taller? You feel more powerful? Now, everybody bring their arms out to a big high V and give me some sparkle fingers. Sparkle fingers. So, energy begets energy. Movement begets energy. Any type of movement, right? Breath begets energy. And relax. Feel your fingers tingling? Yeah, have a seat. Have a seat. Do you feel that energy in your body? Hey, who created that energy? You did. I led you through it, but you did it. We are powerful. Say it again. I am powerful. I am powerful. My Creator gave me the ability to create energy. I can do it. I don't need anyone else to do it for me. What creates energy? Breath creates energy. Movement creates energy. Being aligned with the earth creates energy because you know what? It's a lot of work to carry around our limbs with gravity pulling on us. We waste energy every day by doing that. When you align your body, you open the meridians, you get circulation flowing, you get blood and oxygen to your brain, you can think clearer, you can feel more energetic. Wow! What? And all I did was stand up straight. Right, that's my secret sauce, people. You know, I went from audition to audition for years and years and years. I was passionate. I am passionate about the stage. I'm passionate about dancing, singing, acting, musical theater major. I loved, that's all I ever wanted to do. But by no means was I exceptional at it. I'll tell you that. I was very average. And now you might think I'm breaking myself down. No, I'm telling you the reality. I was never a technician in the dance class. I had severe vocal problems. I had surgery. I had nodes. I had I had all this stuff going on. Yet, and I wasn't a great actress either. Yet, I had a very successful career. Now, how is that? Confidence. I walked into that room with intention. Secret number 3. Intention. I knew what I wanted, and I was going to go get it. And I showed up in the way I needed to show up to get the gig. Now, I didn't always get the jobs, right? As a matter of fact, I'll tell you one little story that might shock you. Running out of time here, gotta get quick. I went into an audition. It's like the biggest hotel casino in South Africa. At the time, there was no gambling in South Africa. It was just across the border in Zimbabwe. It's called Sun City. And every dancer in the country wanted to have that job at least once. So I went and I auditioned. They had a changeover of cast. They needed 2 girls to replace the previous cast. I went to this audition. I had a fabulous time and I left, waiting for the phone call, waiting for the phone call. Felt good, felt really good. Phone rings. Hi, Vanessa, this is Ivor Jones. Hi, Ivor, how are you today? I'm great. Listen, I wanted to tell you, you danced circles around the other girls, but you got to lose those thighs. Literally, that was the phone call. Literally. I remember grasping, but I held my cool. I said, well, okay, Ivor, so what does this mean? He's like, no, you were number 3 on the list because of your eyes. He didn't, but that was. So how do you recover from that? Right? First, I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I need liposuction. Right? I work out once 8 hours a day. I eat healthy. What else can I do? My mom said to me, we all need a coach. My mom is my best coach. She said to me, Vanessa, that is his opinion. And you have worked your whole life for what you are doing. You didn't overnight become this performer. It doesn't matter. There will be more. There will be others. There will be one. This one wasn't right for you. Guess what, though? I did get the job because the girl that was just before me turned it down, and I ended up working at Sun City for a year. I loved the gig. But it was tough because they weighed us every 2 weeks. You had a contract weight. You couldn't go more than 2 kilograms or under or over your contract weight. So what I'm saying is there's all this stuff that messes with us. There's so much stuff that messes with us, not just in the performance industry, anywhere in life. Searching for a job, it's hard. People turn you down. And then you have to pick yourself back up. But you know what? You are powerful. You have the ability to create energy. You have the ability to set intention, to show up. Oh, what did I do? To show up in the way you need to show up. But you cannot show up in the way you need to show up unless you are laser focused and clear on how you want to show up. What is it you want other people to feel from you when you walk into that room in that first 7 seconds? What do you want them to see? What do you want them to feel? Because that is, if you know, your brain and your body is powerful. Aware of your posture. Be aware of your body language and have intention. What is it you want? What's the outcome you want and how do you have to show up to get that? Hey, maybe you come to the networking meeting thinking, today I just want to observe. This is not a judgment. It's okay. You just have to decide what it is you want to get out of the situation. And then you need to show up in that way. Right? So we have awareness, we have intention, we have presence, and we have communication. So my 4 tips for you is awareness, nonverbal communication, body language, posture. And of course, I mean, there's so much to this. I only have 45 minutes. I'd love to share more, but there's that. Set intention and know what presence you want to have because you can embody that by intentionally being that person. It doesn't mean you're faking it. It doesn't mean you're being someone you're not. It simply means you are showing as the very best you that you can be. And that is enough. That is enough because you will have that frequency that will draw others on your frequency. So who do you want to draw to you? You need to be that. You need to be that frequency. And keep showing up, people. It's about showing up time and time and again, even when you get told no. and showing up with presence, with confidence, and confidence grows. Sometimes we have to pretend a little, and that's okay. Because what happens when we pretend? Our brain goes, oh, she's confident. We can initiate that. We can create that for ourselves. I'm going to leave you with one more story. This is my favorite story because this is where the light bulb came on for me. I was living in Las Vegas at the time, and when I wasn't traveling, performing, I was working in a rehabilitation clinic in the Pilates studio, doing post-rehab. Even though, any clients could come in. So this girl walked in one day. I was sitting at the front desk, and literally I couldn't see her face. She was looking at the floor. She had bangs that was all over her face. She was hunched over, and she walked up to the desk, and with a very soft voice, she said, "Excuse me, I would like to do some Pilates." I said, "Honey, I can help you. No problem. When can you come in?" "I can come in tomorrow." "All right, I have a gap here. See you tomorrow." Tomorrow she came in. I'm going to call her Rebecca, just for the sake of giving her an identity. Rebecca came in the next day, and she continued to come in week after week after week. When I sat her down on her first day, like I do with all my clients, I did a consultation, and I learned that Rebecca, who was fairly young, she was about 26 years old, had had a tumor removed from her neck. And when she pulled her hair back, there was this big gouge in her neck. There was no flesh. So I realized the posture, the body language. She was hiding. She didn't want anyone to see that. She was nervous. People would judge her for this. I didn't know then what I know now, but intrinsically, every day after her Pilates session, where Pilates is all about posture, stabilization, elongation, I would get her up off the reformer or the Cadillac or wherever I had her, and I stood her up in front of the mirror, and I said to her, "Rebecca, look at yourself in the mirror. Smile. Look how beautiful you look, standing tall with your hair behind your ears, out of your face." We did this week after week. About 15 weeks into her sessions, she was doing twice a week, she came prancing in the door, big smile on her face, hair cut short. Beautiful, short pixie hairstyle. And behind her was a gentleman. And I almost didn't recognize her. She came straight to me, and I'm like, "Who is this?" And the gentleman walked straight up to me, and he came in for a hug. And I'm a hugger, and it was before COVID, right? So I hugged him, and he pushed me back. He held me by both shoulders, looked me in the eye, and said, "I had to come meet you, Vanessa, because you changed Rebecca's life." I didn't know what had happened. But that was the moment I realized that there was more to this thing, whatever it was I was doing. So I spent the next 10 years researching that to understand what had happened there in that Pilates studio with Rebecca. The stuff I shared with you here today, that's all the stuff that I was unconsciously sharing with her. And it had changed her life. It had changed everything for her. And it can change everything for you. All you have to do is implement. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to offer all of you